Hello team and family, this is Proportion Problems Part 2, video number 3. Today the bakers at Tasty Bakery made 8 dozen hermits and 6½ dozen oatmeal raisin cookies. The bakers always make the cookies in the same ratio. How many hermits will they need to bake tomorrow if they bake 104 oatmeal raisin cookies? So something important about this problem is I need to know what 1 dozen is. And 1 dozen is equal to 12 of something. So 12, in this case, 12 cookies. So I'm going to have to do some converting before I start. If I have 8 dozen hermits, that would be 12 times 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So that's 96 hermits, which is, I guess, a type of cookie. And then 6½ dozen. A half a dozen would be 6. So let me do 12 times 6 first to figure out how many cookies there are just for 6 dozen. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. There's 72, but I also need to add 72 plus 6 because half of 12 is 6. 72 plus 6 is 78. So there's 78 cookies that are oatmeal raisin. So the ratio, and this is where I can start comparing to set up my proportion. What I'm comparing is hermits to oatmeal. I know that there are 96 hermits and there's 78 oatmeal. I need to find if there's 104 oatmeal, how many hermits are there, or how many hermit cookies. So something I can do as well before I start this, because these are some pretty big numbers, I'm going to take 96 over 78 and try to simplify that. So if I divide it by 2, use my 1z to simplify 96 over 78, I get 48 over 39. So now it's still looking better, but I think I could even simplify it more. So I'm going to do 48 over 39 simplified by 3. 48 divided by 3 is 16. 39 divided by 3 is 13. So now I have 16 over 13, which seems like a lot easier number to use. So I have 16 over 13 equals x over 104. So now I'm going to go ahead and solve this proportion. I'm going to cross multiply. I've got 13 times x equals 16 times 104. Step 2, I'm going to do a little bit of erasing here to make some room. Step 2, I'm going to need to go ahead and figure out what 16 times 104 is. 104 times 16. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. 6 times 1 is 6. Put a 0, line through it, move over. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 1 is 1. Add those up and I get 1,664. So I got 1,664 equals 13 times x. Now I need to divide both sides by 13. So I'm going to go ahead and divide. So 1,664 divided by 13. 13 can't go into 1, but it can go into 16 one time. 16 minus 13 is 3. Bring down the 6. 16 goes into 36 2 times. 13 times 2 is 26. 36 minus 26 is 10. Bring down the 4. 13 goes into 104. Let's try 7 times. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 2 is 9, 91. If I add 13 more to that, which would mean times 8, that gets me 104. So I'm going to put 8 up here. 8 times 13 is 104. 104 minus 104 is 0. So my answer is 128. Write that down here. 128. This is step 4. 128 Hermit cookies. Which is equal to x, which is my proportion that I solved.